Welcome to the Stygian Stilettos Gamer channel. This is Stygian Sis. Please like, share, and subscribe, and find me at twitter.com/StygianSis. Hey everybody. I know people will be coming in soon. Just want to go ahead and let my guests introduce themselves. I'm, of course, Stygian Stilettos Gamer, aka Stygian Sis. I have with me Jon Ford and Ultra Highwind Z. Jon, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jon Ford. I do run a God of War fan page on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Jon Ford 543. You can also follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/Jon Ford 543. It's all the same thing. Instagram I'm kind of everywhere. So, yeah.
Awesome. And Ultra?
Hey, it's Ultra Highwind Z. I'm a content creator. Upload gameplay videos to YouTube. I also have a Twitch, twitch.tv/UltraHighwindZ. My Twitter is also the same handle. You can follow me on there. Choose. Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Awesome. So yeah, I've known Jon. Oh God, how long has it been? It's 2019, 2020.
2019 sounds right.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been friends for a while.
Yeah. I was really heavily into politics at the time, but I also started playing God of War that year because I actually didn't beat God of War 4 until 2019. So then, of course, as soon as I did, I jumped right onto Twitter and got back into the fandom and came across Jon. I joined his Discord, which is really good, by the way. Y'all should definitely check that out. And his content is great. Oh yeah, that's how I got. Yeah, because I watched your content. I watched a bunch of your content videos, and then I eventually found your Discord. I think I might have even joined it when you first made it, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so we known each other a while, and Ultra and I have known each other
back in the day.
Way back. And then Ultra and I have known each other since 2020. Sort of the same deal. The game came out first, but I actually didn't beat Final Fantasy until like I don't know, September-ish or something like that, and then I jumped right into the fandom once again, and that's how I came across Ultra. So yeah, two really good guys. Let's see, Hypnotic 14 says hello, can't stay because I have to head to work, but needed to give you a follow finally here on Twitch. I appreciate it. That's so sweet. Thank you for everybody who's joining so far. We'll have some more people coming in. What we're gonna do first is just go ahead and show the trailer. I'll have the volume up, but we probably, I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, so, you know. If you want to see the full trailer, exactly. So if you want to see the full trailer and the interview, I actually got this off of when it was originally announced. And I'm not going to show the interview part, but I'm going to show the trailer. But if you want to see it uninterrupted, it's all over YouTube, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and get that started. Let me see what the volume is looking like. Can you all see that? Talking to you too.
Actually, let me go ahead. This stream. There we go.
You can hear it at the very least.
I can hear it, yeah.
Oh man, this is just this is taking me back already. Like I got goosebumps.
Time is running out. The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming.
It says for me, stream pause, minimize the application or something.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm getting that as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Who Loki is? I don't want to fight anymore.
It says you minimize their application, so.
Those answers to war with Asgard.
I got it.
You do not know what Mother wanted.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
What if there was someone who could help?
First, I just want to say I think this game looks fucking like great, like,
And-
compared to 2018.
Yeah, and 2018 was absolutely stunning. So I mean,
Yeah,
it is insane how.
If he's out
Are those
there,
people?
we got
yeah, like little dwarves in the background,
All your
all working on shit.
have been doing.
We're trying to stop.
Yeah, this game's looking absolutely authentic.
It was just so funny because in 2018, the only time you saw any humans was like at the very beginning when Atreus first kills somebody, and then you never see humans again. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Start thinking like a general.
When I saw that part for the first time, I wanted to slap a Kratos. I think everybody wanted to. If you ever disrespect Kratos,
Oh, he was such a little asshole. Oh man, at part of the first game. Oh,
Oh yeah, he was getting very cocky at a certain point in the game. Yeah.
I mean, he stabbed Kratos, did he? Oh no, he shot Kratos. Yeah. Oh my God, this kid.
Crisis. Panic.
Man, I loved Chris Judge as Kratos.
yeah,
So have you.
yeah, I love I love how the shield. There's like 3 different versions of the shield in this trailer.
Oh man, look at that! You can now grab enemies mid-air.
I'm personally really looking forward to really learning the combat in this game.
This part
Oh,
was
look
so
at this.
good. I mean, oh man.
I was screaming, man.
Yes,
Oh my
because I knew that motherfucker was alive. I've been saying that for years. I was like, there's no way he's dead.
No, yeah, they didn't kill Tyr at all.
Because look, this is a common thing that like my saying is, if I don't see a body, it didn't happen. Okay, you're telling me you killed, like, the God of War is dead and God is dead. Nobody knows where the body is. It's just disappeared. And you only know about it through stories that Odin was telling. I was like, hell no, I don't believe he's dead. So when he showed up on the screen, I was screaming my ass off. I was like, ain't no way.
Yeah, I went back and forth on it for a while, but yeah, I eventually settled on he's not dead. But I think in the next game he might. We could talk about that later, but I think in the next game he might die.
Yeah.
I think he was the hypest part about the trailer.
I've heard of a theory that he's possibly going to help Kratos go back to ancient Greece so that he can get the Blade of Olympus.
That's
that'd
one
be
of the
cool.
things I think about as well.
If he does that, that'll be like the sickest shit ever. And I'll probably lose my voice over being so hyped over it.
Yeah, I literally made a video about that. I think like last week. I was thinking about that as well. I think that is so fucking. That would be dope, man.
Yeah, I would love it if that happened. So, well, let's first start. I'm just curious how everybody
So
got
much to
into.
talk about.
I know. Like, I'm trying not to jump ahead. So let's just first start with how everybody got into God of War. Because I'm not sure if I know how the two of you got into God of War. I personally, I played God of War 1, which was, at the time I wasn't really into. I'm really super into RPGs and stuff like that. So it wasn't quite my style, but I liked it. You know what I mean? But I was taking a mythology class, and God of War 3 came out. I was like, let me give this a chance again. And when I tell you, absolutely obsessed. I mean, playing that game day and night, it is one of the best games I have ever played. It still is to this day. The battles were so epic. My favorite part was Poseidon when he and Kratos have that exchange with each other right before the fight starts, because like you see the horse there and it's like, okay, the way that they frame it, like you see the horse water horse thing, and then you see this huge thing coming up out of nowhere, and it's like, whoa. The game, that's one of the best parts of God of War. It's like this larger than life experience that you get fighting Kronos and all that. So yeah, I was hooked immediately, especially with the mythology class. I was just like, this is perfect timing. So John, how did you get into God of War?
Well, my journey into God of War, when God of War 1 came out, I did play it immediately, but I was a young kid. Like, I think I was 11 years old. I should not have been playing God of War.
To say the least.
I was a fucking child. So, I think it's really, I think it's a nice story. Like, when I played it, obviously I didn't think about it too much, right? I was just a kid mashing square, most people my age. But, as time goes on, I played through the games and everything like that. And then when God of War 3 came out, I beat it, loved it. But after that, I kind of forgot about the entire series. The entire series just like, they had the prequels, Chains of Olympus and Ghosts of Sparta. But, those are just okay. I played them on the PSP back in the day. And then God of War Ascension, I didn't play until fucking, 2019? Like, I stopped caring about the series. And then, of course, the legendary God of War E3 2016 trailer, which, like, reignited my love for the series. And then my YouTube career basically took off from there. So, yeah, I wasn't a hardcore fanboy for the series. It was just like a game that you played and you like, and you just move on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I did not know. Well, we'll get to our impressions of God of War 4 in a second. But, Ultra, how did you get into the series?
I originally discovered the series post God of War 3. So a year after God of War 3 released.
Like 2008. Yeah.
God of War Collection on PS3, which allowed me to play the first 2 God of Wars. Got into those games, really enjoyed them. Then eventually they announced God of War Origins Collection, and I played those as well. Beat them. I thought that they were solid games. I didn't enjoy them as much as I enjoyed, say, 3 and the other 2, but they were pretty decent games. Ascension, honestly, it disappointed me.
Yeah.
I mean, anything on the PSP, pretty much,
And yeah, it was just an okay game to me. I didn't think it was terrible, but it was an okay game, an okay experience.
Yeah, I like it.
This game came. We put 2018 released, and immediately the sour taste that I had from Ascension immediately left, gone. Just reignited my love for God of War again. And I can't wait for Ragnarok.
Yeah, like for Ascension, like it kind of sucks that was like the dark time for like Santa Monica, right? It didn't sell very well. It wasn't really positive on reviews, and I think it's because like there was burnout, right? God of War had a large amount of burnout, and it kind of stifled the series at that point. They try to do things different because I think they sensed that people was getting burned out of God of War. So Ascension was kind of different than the other Greek games in terms of art style, gameplay, and things like that. But it didn't hit. It wasn't different enough. And that's why they started developing God of War 2018. Because they needed something to be different.
And it was.
I honestly think if they really wanted Ascension to do well, I think it should have released before Chains of Olympus.
It released on a serious system as opposed to the PSP. I mean, let's just keep it real. I'm just, and I haven't played it, but I've watched all of the gameplay for Ascension and Chains of Olympus. So I like it for the story, at least. I mean, like at least get more God of War content out of it. So I agree with you. By the way, I just want to say what we're watching in the background is we're watching a series of Ultra Highwind Z's no damage battles, which are freaking awesome. I've watched a few already. I don't know how it's possible. I probably sold his soul to the devil. Whatever went on, he made him. Okay. So that's what we're watching in the background. And then if we get through all of these, that'll just be me, like hilariously trying to play God of War after a year. I get really into a game and I get really good at it, but if I put that game down and come back a year later, it's like I never played it. It's like, what are the buttons again?
I never did a no damage run, but my only accomplishment is I think I beat the game under 5 hours, like 4 hours, like 54 minutes. I speedran it.
Ooh. Yeah, I've done that as well with the original God of War. It was fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it also made me kind of paranoid because then I realized, wait, what if I don't save before I fight Ares? And I somehow mess up the game to the point where I have to start completely over. Oh. And then I saved just before I fought him. And after I beat him, the platinum trophy popped. I was okay, I did it. I speedran the game.
Kids have it so easy these days. I mean, because back in the day, if you didn't save and you forgot to save and your game crashed or you died in a battle, you were screwed. Okay, you had to do all that over again.
Multiple times now because of that.
Yes.
If I didn't save initially, I'll save an additional time just to guarantee that whatever progress I've made when I come back to the game, pick up where I left off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry to kind of get back on because we just love this game so much that we love, you put 3 gamers on a stream, like we're gonna talk game and we're gonna talk. Especially with God of War, I could talk for hours about God of War. What were your first impressions as far as like when you put in God of War 4 for the first time, and you played those first couple hours? Were you hopeful? Were you excited? Were you like, oh my God, this is truly God of War? I could say for myself, I definitely was nervous. I'm not really a trailer watching person. At least I haven't been until I was a content creator. It depends on the game, I guess. But a lot of times, especially when I got out of gaming for a while, and it was during this period, I knew nothing about. And I say the same story about Final Fantasy VII Remake. I didn't know anything walking into it, so I just put it in. The only thing that I knew that they were going into Norse mythology, and so when I played it. There's this part right at the very beginning that is so, it's like they're talking to the audience, like dramatic irony. Atreus says everything feels different, and he says it is different, boy. Try not to dwell on it. They're talking to the audience with that as well, because you're used to this murderous, rampaging Kratos who's hell bent on revenge, and just killing everybody. And then they reinvented him into this. Now he's this dad who's burying his new wife. And he's struggling with being a father while also trying to protect his son from, what he knows is probably inevitable, which is that eventually they're going to have to face these gods, but it was a complete reinvention of his character, to a degree. And, I think they did it seamlessly. I mean, I was hooked right from the beginning of the game. The graphics were incredible. The acting was incredible. That what is his name? I'll keep trying to say Balthier. I got Final Fantasy on the brain. I'm sorry. Balder, sorry. That Balder fight, because like I live in the South, so Balder looks like a lot of people I come across. Okay, I was like, what's this hillbilly dude that
looking guy?
Yeah, and like that moment when he slaps Kratos and Kratos doesn't respond how you would think Kratos would. I was like, man, that is so powerful. And then when Balder hit him back after he grabbed the son and he went flying, I was like, whoa, this is gonna be insane. So that from the beginning, I was just absolutely hooked. What about you? Oh, you, Ultra? I'll let you go first this time.
God of War, right?
God of War 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Like your first impressions. Mm-hmm.
I guess originally he was called the Stranger because we had no idea what his name was until later on in the game. I lost my shit countless times fighting that guy. It's absolutely ridiculous how awesome of a fight that is, and it's a huge opener for the game. So it made me really excited to see what else I was going to encounter as I played through the game. Seeing Kratos use the Leviathan axe as his main choice of weapon did throw me off a little bit, because I'm so used to the Blades of Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, this is something new, but it's different and it feels unique.
Yeah, I agree with that. Though I was very happy to get the Blades of Chaos back. And
yeah,
that's all I played with.
I was really excited to see that the Blades made a return. That's pretty amazing. That's why the idea of him possibly getting the Blade of Olympus in the next game excites me even more, because then he'll have 2 iconic weapons that he's had, one in God of War 3 and one that he's had since the very start, since the very beginning of the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. What about you, John? Yeah.
For me, like, the Balder fight was crazy, but I think I was hooked, like, right at the beginning where, like, it had, like, the funeral scene. Because, like, at this point, I was covering God of War for 2 years straight, right? So I had, like, extremely high expectations. So I was playing the game, it got to the funeral scene, and then, like, that beautiful music came on, like, with the funeral scene. I was like, oh shit, this is a story game. Like,
mm-hmm.
I could tell from the jump at that moment that there is not gonna be, like, a whole lot of action like the previous games. And, like, they're focusing on characters in a God of War game. That threw me off.
Yeah, for sure.
Because usually at the start of God of War games, there's like this. It starts with this big epic boss fight, right? God of War 1 was the Hydra. God of War 2 was the big ass statue. God of War 3 was Poseidon, right? So, but this game started off with like music, a funeral scene, and like dialogue. Like,
That
fucking
music was
dialogue.
haunting too. It was so good. I mean, you know what I mean, like a beautiful haunting.
Yeah,
tone.
yeah. Like the hums and shit. So like I think then, because at that point I was a gamer who likes, I like linear stories like Last of Us, Uncharted. That's like my type of games I enjoy. So it blew my expectations right from the jump, where there's not a big ass boss fight. We're not fighting the world serpent as soon as the game begins. This game sucks. But no, I loved it from then. And then when the Baldur fight came, I was screaming like most people because Kratos didn't hit him back. Baldur slapped him 5 times, and Kratos did not hit him back. And then when he did, I remember saying, "Yeah, that's what you get. Don't hit Kratos. Who are you?" And when Baldur uppercutted him, I was like, "All right, this game is gonna be amazing, right?" I think that uppercut is what actually got me hooked. I was like, "Okay, this is the game I remember. This is the fucking big boss fight." Just with a lot of story in it, and that was my first impression. Like that's what got me hooked. The character dialogue, and then the fucking uppercut when Kratos went over his house.
Yes, I'm just laughing. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I'm just laughing because I'm telling you, when Baldur came on the screen, I was like, "What the hell am I playing right now?"
I was like, "Bro, Kratos will fuck you up, man. He destroyed Zeus. Who is you?" And then the uppercut came. My jaw dropped.
Yes. Yes, and that's another thing that's really great. It's like just as a side note, the way that they portray a lot of the gods, they're just like normal people walking around, so they look normal. That's what I'm saying. They just look like regular old people. Like I know people were flipping out because Thor doesn't look like damn Chris Hemsworth.
That bothered me so much because there was so much controversy when they revealed how characters look and some characters that were involved, and I expected everyone to love it, but people was like, "Oh, Angrboda is black. Oh, Thor is fat." I'm like, he's fat in the traditional mythology.
Exactly.
He's a big guy. Right? And people's like the most stupidest thing I saw was people's like, "Oh, he doesn't have blonde hair." I'm like,
okay. First off, you will,
man.
Yeah. First off, I mean, just as another side note, most blonde, I would say the majority of blondes, turn brunette as they age because your hair, the exposure to the sun and all the blah blah. Anyway, so even if he were blonde as a kid, he still probably would be brunette now. But that's just my little quibble. But yeah, that Baldur fight, oh man. And what was great is the dialogue, because Kratos thinks that he's been found out. Like that whole thing, it was brilliant, honestly. Because he's talking about, because he's talking about, of course we all know, he's talking about Faye. But we don't know that, now I suspected almost immediately that something was going on with Faye. I just didn't know what was going on. Yeah, so with the way that Baldur is talking and these people are talking, you're thinking that Kratos has been found out, blah blah blah, and it turns out they were looking for Faye the whole time. So that was a really good part of it. I'm trying to think when I suspected that Faye was a giant. Maybe this part, not this exact part, but when they're talking. when Kratos asked that question, like, how did giants get through here, or something like that? You know what I'm talking about? And Atreus laughs. Yeah. Atreus laughs, and he's like, "Oh, you're being serious." He's like, "I'm always serious."
I'm always serious.
I like that they kept Kratos, right?
Yes.
It's a different world. He kind of has a different personality somewhat, but he's still Kratos. He answers things in Kratos ways, I love that.
Yeah, it was super. It was a super cute moment. Yeah, that probably was when I thought she might be. But I knew something was up.
I think his reactions with Brock and Sindri are pretty hilarious. He calls Brock the blue one.
Yes, he said so. The blue one is your brother.
Yeah.
I love when like Kratos found like the most random time to be offended or something when Atreus was like, so why is your brother blue but you're not? And he was like, boy, like shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, why do you get into people's business for, man?
Well, like you literally murdered your entire family, but you're sensitive to asking why the man is blue.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually glad that you brought that point up because I want to figure out exactly if Kratos is ever going to tell Atreus about his half mother and his sister Calliope.
Yeah, because people were acting like it was like when Freya, outed him a bit, and he told Atreus and stuff. Yeah, I killed my father. Like that's true, but you're leaving out a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, when Kratos said at the end, I have nothing left to hide. I'm like, yeah, that's a beautiful scene, my favorite scene in the game. But I'm like, buddy, you definitely have more to hide. Like, you're definitely you have more skeletons in your closet.
You slept with your half sister. I mean, we got a whole lot of things to bring up before.
I think that's a part that will.
I mean, being tricked into accidentally killing your family is almost not even as bad as some of the other stuff you did.
I remember watching an interview with like the writers, and someone, I think it was like IGN, like actually asked them the question, like, Kratos has more to hide. Why didn't he bring that up? And I believe the writers said, this is as far as Kratos is going to develop in this game. They don't want him to like spill everything. He's still Kratos. Even though he's having this emotional moment. He's still Kratos, and that's why he said I have nothing left to hide, because nothing else is really on his mind. But I hope that topic comes up, because that will like cause tension between Atreus and Kratos. Right?
I definitely think it will,
Kratos
because
tells him about it, like, I killed my family. Atreus is like, what? You did what? Not just your father, your wife and my sister. Like, I think that'd be such a cool concept.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be interesting to see how Atreus, because right now, even with the killing your father thing, and he didn't really explain it, like, Atreus probably figures there was a good reason. You know what I mean? Which I'm not even saying it wasn't, but I'm just saying, I think Kratos still is that figure he looks up to, that great warrior figure who he hopes to be one day. So it's gonna be interesting when Kratos has that fall from grace when he tells him like the whole story. I hope they don't cop out and he never, like he told him in the 2 years that Fimbulwinter has been going on or some shit like that.
I mean, I kind of hope that, because like there was like a little piece of dialogue where Atreus says, "Oh, I knew your blades of chaos were under there," right? When Kratos told him to go hide when Baldur came. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's like a tiny piece of dialogue where Atreus is like, "I did see your blades of chaos under there." And then Atreus asks, where did he get them? And then Kratos is like, that's a story for another time. Like, intending that I am going to tell him at some point. Yeah. Like, how I got them. So I think it would be pretty cool if, like, off-screen, like, maybe Odin, like, alludes to it. Because he knows a lot of shit. And Atreus like, oh, I already know. I think that would be dope.
Since we're already, because this is what we're really here for, Ragnarok. So, yeah, let's jump right into this, actually. All right. Because I'm curious. Let's go topical. So let's first start with Thor. What do you think? I'm kind of the impression that Thor probably would be dead in the first couple hours of the game. That's me personally. Oh, no. I kind of feel like since he confronts them at the beginning, it could go either way. We could kill him off almost immediately, or he could be there throughout the thing. What is your personal thoughts on that? John.
I believe there was an interview when, like, the games came out, like, there was several, like, pieces of information. They were like how Thor is going to be an antagonist, like, throughout the game. Him and Freya are like the two main antagonists. Okay. So, like, when it comes to Thor, like, he's definitely gonna be a part of the story for a long time. Okay. In my mind, I think he's gonna be like the Baldur of the game.
Yeah. See, before my impression was that Thor might even be more of a. Well, we'll get to Odin, but I'm still up in the air about how much Odin is gonna play a part in all this. But yeah,
it's weird. Yeah, because what's his face? Eric Williams was like how Odin is kind of just sitting around doing his own thing. Kind of alluding to he's not going to be like a constant presence like throughout the.
I don't think so. I think it'll be like Zeus. Well, we'll get into that. I'm gonna let Ultra give his thoughts about Thor in general, whatever you want to say.
Thor. I think it's very possible that we could open the game with a Thor boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll end up fighting him, but we won't necessarily kill him at the beginning. So it'll be basically similar to boss. We'll fight him, we'll defeat him, but he's not going to be necessarily killed yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I
Until
wonder.
we get to a third point of the story, and then we'll probably we'll probably fight Thor. I imagine probably an additional 2 times like Balder, and maybe the third encounter is where he ends up being killed.
Okay. Yeah, especially I didn't know about the interview, so yeah, y'all are more than likely right. And it'll be interesting to see who spares him.
You know.
Mm-hmm. What you say?
No, I said unfortunately, I have watched every interview and read every article for the sake of my channel, so I am here for you. I am here for you.
Good. Well, that's part of why I want you to come on the show, because I'm a little bit behind on my obsession with God of War and viewing everything, because I was watching and reading everything for a while. Woo. Very obsessed. Let's jump into Odin. Here's my thing with Odin. I kind of feel like he might be more bark than bite. And my theory on that is he has a lot of propaganda about himself that he tells throughout the 9 realms. But and he does do some dirty work himself, like he killed, I forget what the giant's name is, but that librarian, which, I mean, how hard would it be to kill a fucking librarian, but whatever. But he's always sending other people out to do his bidding. So how much fighting has he really done in the last, 100 years or whatever? Who even sees? I feel like he puts out his propaganda and all these lies and stuff about himself, kind of talking himself up so people aren't tempted to try to overthrow him. Does that make sense? So he could be, I mean, there's a reason he's king. I mean, I'm sure just like Zeus, he earned that, but at the same time, I wonder if he is going to be the final boss or not. Just based on that, I wonder if he will be
Odin?
the last boss. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that we kill Odin and then there's somebody else that we have to. I don't know. Yeah, just whatever your thoughts are.
I think Freya might be the final boss.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, and when we have to kill Freya.
Actually, if you pay close attention to some of the dialogue at the end of the game, when you kill Balder, and you listen to what Namir is saying, they talk about her preparing for Kratos' demise later on, meaning she's trying to regain the ability to fight again.
Mm-hmm.
And what else was I going to mention? Oh, when you beat Queen Sigrid actually basically gives away the fact that the original Valkyrie Queen was not Sigrid, it was in fact Freya.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, needless to say, this whole discussion is spoiler, so just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, I haven't beaten her, but I remember that dialogue. Like I saw it on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, so she could be getting her Valkyrie wings back. Could end up fighting her as the final boss, or maybe it will be Odin.
It'll be interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead. We'll get into Freya after that. Yeah.
I think Odin. I think he will be the final boss. I think like after everything happens, I think Odin makes like this grand appearance. Cause like the center of the game, I feel like was about Odin, is like about like his legend, all the shit that he did, right? Just for the sake of Ragnarok. Like Odin in the last game was always like a constant presence.
Yeah.
You could be walking and then some random piece of lore just pops up. And when you say the whole propaganda thing, yeah, he kind of takes it to a whole new level. Like there's a series of notes in the game called The Thief, where he's like talking about himself in third person. Because Mimir's like, oh yeah, he's actually the thief talking about all his accomplishments and how great he is.
That's
You know,
hilarious.
pretending being on somebody else. You know, it's
That is
weird.
you know what that reminds me of?
Well,
Trump used to call into radio stations pretending to be somebody else, talking about himself, how great he was, how many women he had. That's what that reminds me
yeah,
of.
it's like, you know,
Odin is telling
propaganda,
stories
you know?
of himself in third person. That is hilarious.
I think the character was called like the Raven Keeper, and then like again, Mimir's like, well, that's just Raven Keeper's Odin. He's just talking about himself, just chilling.
So funny. Yeah,
so it's
he
like-
is a constant presence, and you're right. That it's amazing how they kept that feel like you always felt that he was there, even though he wasn't. You know, because they had the crows or the ravens and then all the stories that you would hear throughout the game. Yeah.
Like even like, you know, before the game even came out, you know, there was like stories about Odin, you know, in like the Santa Monica's podcast. You know, it's like he's always a constant presence in the game. So I think I hope we get to fight him, because like, you know, he's done all this shit. You know, I think, you know, we need to kill him, you know, for all that shit. You know.
Now, speaking of fighting him, who do you think will fight him though? Do you think Kratos will be alive to fight him? Oh, maybe that's another topic. Okay, because whether Kratos lives or dies is a huge topic. Okay.
But yeah, I think Kratos. I have this theory in my head that like I think Kratos fights him, but he doesn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Atreus wants to kill him, but Kratos is like, nah, you shouldn't do that because that's what I did and my life is fucked up. You know? I want your life not to be fucked up like mine, or not to have all these scars, or, you know, not to be a dickhead like I
Yeah,
am.
he basically already hinted that with Atreus. He told him, I want you to be better than I was, or that I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Since we're on gods in general, let's talk about Freya and what the hell is his name? The the son of Thor.
Son of Modi?
Modi, yes. Yeah.
Modi, yeah.
Which one was the one that Kratos killed?
Magni.
Magni. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Magni.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Modi, I'm 100% sure he's alive. I'm just me.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
about
he's dead either.
you.
Yeah.
I do not believe that for a second. Okay, I mean he's a freaking god. You just shoved him off a cliff and he's dead. I don't believe that at all.
He's alive. I don't think
I
was
hope
killed.
he's dead. I hope I never see him again. I hope he's fucking dead. Just because I don't know, man. I don't know. I want him to die. I don't like the character. I don't find him interesting.
Well,
at
you
all.
you shouldn't like him. Very hinted to be a pedophile. Definitely shouldn't like him.
Oh yeah, that little fucking comment he made, like, I get the kid.
I get the kid,
Magni's-
don't I? I was like,
Magni's
what the?
what is wrong with you?
When your own brother's like, dude.
It's just
Come on
'cause,
now.
like, you know, he wants to fight somebody weaker to impress people. Like, I like his character because, you know, he wants to impress people. He feels like he doesn't get the credit he deserves, and people make fun of him. He's like the loser god. Right? So he wants to kill Atreus and be like, hey, I can do this. You know? But I don't know. I never felt anything for his character, so I hope he's dead.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
didn't
he's
feel
not
anything
alive.
for him either. But,
I'd rather Magni come back. It's like, I don't know.
that
That's
is
just me,
so funny. You said he's the loser god. That is a perfect.
I mean, that's basically what he is when we run into him. Because we run into him, he's just crying about how, oh, my father, you know, they all think I'm a joke. They all blame me for what you did to Magni. And I'm like, well, I mean,
Yeah.
You were standing right there.
I mean, you both had it coming. So
Yeah, I mean, as the kids say, you fucked around and found out. So, no
Yeah.
one to tell you there.
But that's the only reason I'm against the whole Modi's alive, because I just don't want him to be.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if I never see him again.
It's not that you think he might not be alive. It's just that you just don't want him to be. Like you have no interest in running
That's a
across him
twist.
again.
That's a twist I have no interest in.
Yeah.
Just no.
Okay, and then Freya. You know, the thing is, I feel like they're gonna have to kill her. I mean, I don't see her forgiving Kratos. I can only think of two scenarios where she forgives Kratos. If Kratos brings Baldur back somehow, Which is possible. Maybe he killed. Maybe he goes back to Helheim or goes to Valheim. Where is he at? Valheim. Where do the people?
One of the Heims.
Yeah, no. No, I mean, like, where do gods go, like, when they're defeated in battle? You know what I'm talking about, Vanaheim or whatever.
Helheim.
No,
They go to Helheim.
No, they don't. No. They go to you remember? Valhalla. That's what it is. I was like, I know it starts with a damn V. Yeah, Valhalla. Because they said warriors who die in battle, go there, and then which is kind of effed up. I mean, like, okay, so just grannies are going to hell just because they didn't die in
they died of old age. I think even Kratos said that.
Yes.
So it's bad to die of old age.
Yeah, he says it's disgraceful to die of old age.
Yeah.
So, well, we know Kratos is going to Valhalla. Maybe, what if that would be badass if Kratos died and went to Valhalla, and you had all those gods there. Well, he has all those gods there. You know what I'm talking about? Because I mean, like, every god would be there.
That's how he gets to Asgard.
You mean like every god, like from ancient Greece all the way up to
Well,
now?
no, not ancient Greece, but I'm just saying, like, he's in enemy territory, and even though it's hell, I'm sure you can still feel pain. So, or it's heaven or whatever. So he's face to face with any gods that he's killed or.
Kratos is like, how do I get to Asgard? And Valkyrie's like, take the axe, stab your head. Now he's in Asgard or some shit like that.
I love that. Man, that
I'm joking.
But yeah, I just don't like. So if he brings Balder back, she'd forgive him, or maybe if Balder convinced her. But why in the hell would he do that? So you see what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see a scenario where he gets around because she's not gonna stop. So the thing is, he's either gonna have to kill her, or he's gonna let her kill him.
I don't know. I feel like I feel eventually she has to figure out that she's just as much responsible for Baldur's death as Kratos is.
Oh, right? Definitely. That's true.
Like, if Kratos killed him, Freya destroyed him. Like, she's the reason why he's acting like the way he does. And like, if you really think about it, Baldur begging her for the cure. She's like, I don't know what the cure is. She knew what the cure was the whole time. You know,
it was really messed up what she did to him. I mean, he can't feel. You can't, because you think, you can't feel it. You can't feel pain. Well, you also can't feel pleasure. You can't feel literally anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
and in the book, it was like he said that he can't. No, he can't. I don't want to say the word.
He can't have sex. I mean, he can have sex, but he can't. I mean, like
he can't feel it, and that actually fucks with him a lot. Right?
Yeah, hell yeah, that would mess with anybody's head.
Didn't he directly say "woman" in that cutscene?
Yeah. You're because think about it, you're perpetually horny and you can't do anything about it. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, she screwed him. She screwed him up. Yeah, no wonder he went nuts.
For me, I hope, like, because we are gonna go to all 9 realms, including Vanaheim in the next game. I hope that, like, she follows us there and, like, she meets all her people and they're like, oh, we all forgive you and shit. Like, they have a moment where she just, like, forgives Kratos by blaming herself. That's what I think. I don't know. I can't see Kratos chopping your head off or killing her. That's just me. But but yeah.
I hope there's a way for them to rectify it. See, I guess part of me wanted them to, like, kind of be together one day. So I'm like,
that.
Yeah.
Like, there's only one hint of that in the book. Like, Atreus is like, I sense a strong connection between Father and Freya, because Kratos was like silent the whole day. And he went to Freya's house and knocked on her door, but didn't answer.
Like, I like the idea of him moving on and having like a warrior, wife or whatever. Yeah. Like he did before. Yeah. Somebody who can handle him, because she can give as good as she gets. Anyway. Did you have anything, Ultra, about Freya?
Freya, honestly, I think right now she's in this stage where she absolutely despises Kratos. What happened to Baldur? But I think in due time, if they don't end up killing each other, or if she doesn't end up being a boss fight somehow, then she may end up forgiving him.
Oh, sure. I think she'll definitely be I mean, I don't know how they get around. I don't know how they get around that.
Mimir throws out hints that, just give her time, she'll come around. It's like, a death of a child is not something a parent gets over easily, which he's right. absolutely
Which,
right.
of course, I mean, Kratos.
Just
Yeah,
just look at
Kratos
Kratos.
would know.
Yeah, Kratos knows. He knows all about that.
Man, that was such a good ending scene because like Kratos just has this calm about him. Like, look, I understand why you want to kill me. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why you're angry.
Yeah, like I don't know. I want them to. I just want them to have Freya understand that she was wrong, because like she's doing this because she, even up to the very end of Baldur's life, she thought she was right. Right. I don't think she ever like really admitted that she was wrong in that process.
Yeah.
Right.
And she
And
needs
she
to.
never really grieved. She just went straight to planning a revenge plot. You know. I think,
Which makes sense because like it's just distracting her from the grief. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I don't know. I don't want her to die. That's
I
just
don't
my
either.
thoughts.
I don't either. Speaking of dying, though, let's get to Kratos. Do we think he died?
God.
You know, one thing I will say about this game, because normally I am not into stuff where main characters die at all. Like I can't stand it. But which is hilarious since I play Final Fantasy, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
I know it. I thought about that one. I was like, wait a second. I say I'm not into tragic stuff, and then I'm playing damn Final Fantasy. But I will say about this game, and me and Schrodinger, by the way, Schrodinger Baby Seal, we did a God of War podcast together recently. You should check out his channel. He and I both agreed that this story is so good that it would make sense either way to me. Like, I don't think I would. I mean, I don't want Kratos to die, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it would make sense with the game, too, if he did. It wouldn't feel like it was done for, you know, like, just for shock value or something like that. You know what I mean? I could easily see this story going either way.
See,
And it would make sense.
I don't feel it'll be any shock value to it because Kratos he technically already died 3 times already.
Like
He died more than Goku.
5 times. He's like 5 times.
Yes, he dies more than Goku. This is ridiculous.
He's died in God of War 1 when Ares somehow knew where he was and he just chucks
that sword at him. Mm-hmm.
giant sword or spear at him, kills him, and then Kratos somehow comes back. God of War 2, he's killed by the hand of Zeus. Zeus kills him. He ends up in the underworld and he comes back. He kills himself at the end of 3.
Well, he falls to his death. Well, he actually didn't die at the end.
He also died to Zeus in that part as well. Zeus cracked his neck.
He did. He died. Oh, so technically 4. No,
he falls to death at the beginning of God of War 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he stabs himself. Zeus killed him before he got like the hope power and came back to life. God of War 2, he died when Zeus killed him. God of War 1, Ares killed him. And there was that one random moment in Chains of Olympus where the fairy guy blasted him and he threw him down into the underworld and they locked him up and he came back to life again. It was quite a few times that this guy died.
Like, you don't even feel anything when Kratos dies. You just assume he's coming back. I fully expect him to die one way or the other in this game. He may come back, but I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, I mean, if he dies and he somehow finds a way to come back, like maybe he'll come back from Helheim. He'll probably end up in Helheim, and maybe they'll throw in a little nod or two about how he would come back from the underworld. Mm-hmm. He was in ancient Greece, just to basically give a little reference to, oh yeah, this guy's died several times, by the way. Here he is again. It's like, well,
you know, though, what's interesting, and the only reason why that may not happen, I mean, other than other reasons, obviously, they were so purposeful. Like Kratos, when Calliope has that disease, he does so much to save her life. They're gonna have to explain why Kratos just accepted Faye's death and then burned the body. Like they were for real. Like, she is gone. Okay, there's no coming back from this. Burned her body. So the only thing I can think is that Faye accepted it and he was just going with her wish to to die. But
Yeah,
I'm just like, I don't understand why he just accepted it.
Well, I'm the lore guy. This is why I'm here. So she wanted him to go on this journey with Atreus. She felt herself dying. So she wanted him to cut down the trees, and the trees he chopped down was to get rid of the protection around their home.
Yeah.
Like jumpstart the journey in order to go to the tallest peak, which is in Jotunheim. And he accepted it because it's what she wanted, right? She was like, my time is up.
Okay.
That's what I want you to do before I die.
Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Because if he thought there was a cure out there, he would have found it. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For me, like with every time I say like how I really feel, people get mad at me. Every time I go, will Kratos die or not? To the point where I start making so much jokes about it, nobody knows how I feel about it.
That is so funny.
But for me, what you said earlier about like main characters dying, I'm fine with the main character dies if it's in like the right way, right? Like, Solid Snake from the Metal Gear series is dead. The other main character from the Metal Gear series is dead. The guy from Infamous died. I like games where characters just straight up die because that's like the end of the story, right? Like, how long is Kratos' story gonna keep going?
Yeah, and that's true.
Like, when is it time to pass the torch? But on the other hand, the guy is immortal, right? So how would he die? Like, how will his story actually end?
Well, but isn't he regular? I mean, first off, he's part human, so I mean, he can die. You know what I'm saying? But
nah, he's a immortal. Like,
yeah. You're right. Yeah, because they call the gods immortal, but they really just mean they don't die of natural causes. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's two types of immortal: the don't die of natural causes type, and then no, you literally can't, like Vincent Valentine, like literally can't die.
He's gonna walk the earth like forever.
Yeah, because that was part of his curse or something like that. I forget. Exactly.
Yeah, he's not dying. Honestly, like a lot of people, anytime that topic is brought up, if Kratos will die in Ragnarok, people always go back to thinking, would God of War even be God of War without Kratos?
Well, that's a large. I mean, because it seems like they're setting up whether Kratos is dead or not. I think what they're trying to do is set up for Loki to sort of, if they continue this series. I can't imagine that Atreus will
they're definitely continuing it. They actually announced, as Ragnarok is being worked on, they announced they're going to have, I believe, 2 more games.
2 more games, yeah. This. And I think at the very least, Kratos will be a supporting character to Atreus, or like somebody that you come across here and there for advice or blah blah blah. He may join in a couple battles, but I can definitely see them trying to turn this into a game about Atreus to sort of reinvent it again, almost. But whether it does well or not, I mean, Kratos is so iconic. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
For me, like, I remember the quote you were talking about where Corey was like how he has like 5 games planned out. But he also said, like, just because I have 5 games planned, that doesn't mean that's gonna happen. So I don't know. I think there'll definitely be more God of War games. There's no way the series is gonna end. But whether it be with Kratos or not, part of me hopes he dies. A part of me hopes that he lives. But I'm not gonna lie. I know people hate me, but it's like, for me, I don't want to get invested in a story that will never end. That's why there are certain shows I haven't watched because they just refuse to end.
Look.
There's certain game series like Halo, which will never end. Gears of War will never. That's why I decided never to get into these games.
Hey, well, I mean, I talked to a friend about this recently, and we talked about whether Kratos would die or not. And I told him specifically, if they need to kill off Kratos to continue the series, then so be it, because the guy has already died several times in the series before, and so if he would have died permanently, yeah. It's going to stick with me, but then at the same time, I'm going to be like, well, we're going to move on to a new character now.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they make the game well, I mean, because that's all it comes down to. If they make the game well enough, people will stick around, even if Kratos isn't there.
If they do decide to kill him off, which, that's up in the air, but, like, if it's done well, people are accepting, right? If it's done bad and it leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, people will hate you forever. prime example, Last of Us Part 2, you know, it divided the fan base so much. whether they
More
like it
spoilers,
or
everybody.
hate it.
Just letting you know. Go
The
ahead.
game is so old.
Spoilers.
Like, if you haven't played it, man.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know
That's
what?
true. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying it divides a fan base, but you have to do it right. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? And the reason this comes up, of course, is because it seems to be foretold on that wall. Why don't you tell us what you actually know about the wall? Because I'm not even convinced. I remember watching a lot of your videos around it before, but I've forgotten a lot. So can you just refresh us as to what what you know about that mural, as far as Atreus holding? I know exactly. As far as Atreus holding somebody, and then Yormi being it looks like Yormi. I don't know if it's Yormi coming out of his mouth or what's going on, but I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah.
Well, what we do know is that, like, all right, so Atreus is holding a body, and then, like, the next, like, panel that's, like, destroyed, you can see, like, an image of, like, Atreus walking with 3 wolves. That's, like, the final part to it. So what we know is that there are, like, words hidden around that part where Atreus is holding a body. Off the top of
I'm
off
looking
the top
at it
of my
right
head,
now.
those hidden words, I think it was, like, father, death, and false.
Yeah, let me show you. I got it up on the screen right now.
I do not remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. Because this was huge controversy when it came when.
And I think it's the best thing they could have definitely put in this game. Like, this wall has been brought up so many times, like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's kind of man. People. I mean, theories were flying everywhere. The only thing that was probably talked about just as much is who blew that damn horn, which we definitely will be getting to, because I want to know what you think.
Broken from the future.
I'm telling. That's what I think. You know what? And it passes by. Like, you notice it when you play the game, but it passes by so quickly that it's easy to forget at the same time. The way that they did it was masterful, honestly. You just notice somebody blew the horn, and then you just kind of forget about it. But then when you replay, you're like, oh, holy shit, like, somebody blew that horn. Like, who blew it?
Yeah,
somebody called Yormi.
And it's like a big thing in the game, because, like, Corey Barlog teased about it, Alana Pierce teased about it. I remember, like, the first PC reveal trailer started with somebody blowing the horn. Like, Santa Monica is constantly playing with people about, like, who blew it. Apparently it's gonna be, like, a big thing.
Yeah.
Right, we're gonna find out who it is in Ragnarok. Oh, by the way, speaking of finding out something huge, so do you both remember when we fought the Bridgekeeper in Helheim?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that fight takes place, you see Zeus shows up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought we were gonna fight Zeus again. I was getting ready to lose my shit. Finally, if we fought Zeus again, I'm like, we're gonna kill Zeus again. And no, it was just a cutscene. I was like, oh, man.
And you just see the pure, it's interesting. You just see this pure panic come over Kratos.
Oh, yeah. Kratos gets
just shocked.
Immediate PTSD. Yeah.
Yeah. What is he doing here? He's like, oh, hold on now.
Like you can hear the fear in his voice. He's genuinely scared. He's like, why is he here? What's he doing here?
Oh, just like in shock, scared. I don't know if it was scared, but like definitely panicked.
Did you guys notice his tone like kind of changed when he saw Zeus? He's like, Zeus, and his tone changed in his voice. Like, I love that scene.
Yeah, because I mean, how long has it been? I've heard as long as 150 years or something since all that happened. I'm sure you may remember more or something, but it's been. Yeah, it's been a very, very long time since he's seen this. So you're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden your father's face and voice come blaring out at you. Like, yeah, that would shock anybody.
I love Mimir's reaction as well. Like, Mimir's like, Zeus? Your father was Zeus?
Yes, Mimir was one of the best parts of this game. I mean, just a hilarious character. A hilarious character. Yeah.
My buddy Furore, she made like a great theory. I cannot take credit for it, but she's like, at the very end of the game, where everything is said and done, right? Mimir has to die. Like, there's no way Mimir can survive Ragnarok. Like, he's a part of this world. If everybody in this world dies, Mimir has to go as well. If Freya dies, like cast a spell, there's like no way Mimir can live as well. And technically, Mimir's already dead. Like he said, I'm still dead. I'm just like reanimated. You know? So yeah, Mimir, even though he was the best part of 2018, at the end of Ragnarok, like he has to die. And I've been thinking about what she said a lot, and it's like, oh shit.
I would just implore people to not get too attached to anybody, because this is God of War. Okay.
Or anybody's on the chopping block.
I mean, they killed a little girl in God of War 3. Okay, Pandora is dead. Okay, so you open up the game finding out that he killed his own daughter. I would not get attached to anybody in this game.
The only person who's immune to death is Atreus. There's no way they're gonna kill Atreus. Everybody else, there's a chance, whether it's slim or not.
And frankly, I'm not that crazy about Atreus, so I'm not getting attached to him. Not right now. I mean, he's just a bit of a he's a bit of a bratty kid right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they'll reinvent him to be a lot cooler when he's an adult. But but Atreus cannot die. That's true.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy Mimir, being reanimated and he's actually, his head is just dangling off the back of Kratos. I don't see Mimir making it to the next trilogy at all.
No.
It would be pretty crazy though if they somehow managed to keep him alive, and he's actually able to go with Kratos and Atreus to the next pantheon.
I don't think he'll want to live in existence where he's just a head either, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like at some point he's gonna get tired of that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I think he's sticking around because he wants to be there for Ragnarok. I think it's too, he's a curious person. He's a scholar essentially. He is too, like, to live to see Ragnarok is too tempting for him to pass up, I think.
Yep.
Because he figures, hell, I'm already dead. If I get killed during it, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, after that, we'll find out what the next... that's what I've been meaning to ask you guys. What do you guys think the next pantheon is going to be after this?
I hope they tease one in this game. I don't know that it'll happen, but I wish.
I think Ragnarok will have a secret ending. I think so.
Something like that. Yeah. I would love for be the Egyptian, personally.
Egyptian would be very interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you, by the way. I think at some point we're going to end up back in Greece. As far as just as a side note.
If you go back to Greece, I'm telling you, there's going to be nothing of me left. I'm just going to be over Twitter the entire time that happens. Dude, there's no way they're pulling this. They can't do that to me. No way. You're going to have this man go back to where it all started to go grab an iconic weapon he had. Well, I think he had the Blade of Olympus since, I want to say, he did get it in God of War 3, right? Or did he have it in 2 as well?
I'm trying to remember.
Sorry, what was the question?
At the end of the game of God of War 2, he had it, and in God of War 3, it was like a rage mode weapon.
Oh, I see. So he's had it for a while. Wow.
A little bit of a while, yeah. But no, what you guys are saying, like, I hope both of y'all are true, right? I hope, because when we were in Tyr's treasure room, like, you saw some Egyptian artifacts. You saw, like, their cross and then the helmet and some coins that were from Egypt. And then Atreus is like, oh, are there gods there too? And then Mimir's like, many, many gods.
Many gods.
Has, like, a ton of fucking gods. Like, they have too goddamn many. So I think if they're gonna go anywhere, at the end of God of War Ragnarok, it has to be Egypt.
Because I agree. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, it's okay. I was just gonna say, like, I remember the original plan for God of War 2018 was to go to Egypt, but then very late in development they decided to change it. Like, there was like several interviews of them saying that. So Egypt was the original plan. So, and everybody seems to love Egypt. I know nothing about it.
I don't know about it either, but it just seems, and I'm trying to find a way, like, because the other one was like Celtic, right? Basically Christianity was the other one up there, right?
Well, nah, Corey Barlow was just like, someone asked him, do all mythologies exist in, like, the God of War universe? And someone was like, does Christianity exist? And I think Corey Barlow was like, yeah, even Christianity. And he got, like, people started getting mad at Corey for that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't think they're going to broach that. I mean, I don't see them going to, like, you imagine the whole game is, like, killing Jesus. I just don't see it happening. So, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna stay far away from that. So Egypt makes the most sense to me.
Yeah,
if they're gonna
but
go
I also
anywhere.
hope we go to Greece in the next game. Like, this is what I'm hoping, because like tier travel to other mythologies and shit. But maybe like they meet like an enemy that they can't beat with their normal weapons, and Kratos is like, I know of a weapon that can destroy this thing, this giant, this god, right?
And
And it
Greece
exists back
has
in
to
my home
be.
world.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, and the
he
Blade of
sees
Olympus
like
is just
he's
Relatable, dude.
yeah.
the Blade of Olympus is just laying there. Like Kratos stabbed himself, he threw it off, and at the end of God of War 3 cutscene, it's just sitting there, right? So
Oh
Kratos,
my
like,
God,
is
Well,
all-
but you know,
Bro,
he
what if
released
Maxwell
hope
back
into the
there?
world or whatever he did, and the world, like my guess is if they come back after 100 years, the world is gonna have started repopulating, and I mean somebody probably has found it. And Aphrodite's still alive. I'm sure there's some other gues that
No,
Kratos.
she's dead. No, she's dead. No, I hate Aphrodite so much. No. Her head cannon, lightning came through the walls in her bedroom and struck her down. She's gone.
Man, she is a bitch. I mean, I was like, damn. Like, oh, and so is Kratos, by the way, because when Hephaestus is like, oh, so I see she bested another god of war. He's like, you should ask your wife.
That's your
I was
wife.
like, damn, gangster. I said, good God.
I think I blew Ultra's mind there for a second when I was talking about the Blade of Olympus just laying there on the ground.
Yeah, dude. I tell you what, we go back to that same location where he stabbed himself. My entire soul's leaving my body for a second.
I just don't see the blade still sitting there, though, honestly. I mean, I think they're going to have to find it. I mean, why just, I'm just thinking storytelling wise. They go to Greece, they go to the location, it's there, and they leave. I mean, they're going to have to make some kind of conflict. You know what I mean? So,
well, like, what's his face? It's laying on like a part of Asgard that's like no one can get to, right? Because all the Greek gods are dead. So like, imagine we go there, we have to go through Asgard, and we see all the areas from God of War 3 just like fucking empty, and then we go to that spot, and then it's like there's the Blade of Olympus and the Blades of Exile are there too, because those are like the only two weapons in the game that didn't break at the end.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's a fantasy of mine that I want to happen. Imagine seeing the God of War 3 area on PS5. I don't know. It's a fantasy. I'm allowed
that would
to.
be pretty
It's a
sick
very
if they
realistic
had the
fantasy.
Blades of Exile as well. So it's like, wait, you have the Blades of Chaos, you have the original Blades, and then you have the Blades that you had at the end of 3 as well, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything
Expand
to
about to have
suggest?
several weapons.
I mean, if Kratos got there, then Kratos can leave there. I mean, if he can find his way to
Yeah.
Egypt, he certainly can find his way back to where he, you know what I'm saying? By the
He
way,
was, yeah.
by the way, do you know how he
Tyr
got
has
there?
been to Greece already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was confirmed, explaining how exactly he got to Norse.
Yeah.
That-
Don't they explain it in a book or something?
Yeah, they explained
Yeah.
it in the comic.
It was did
like-
Fenrir or somebody drag him or something like that? I forget exactly.
So what happened was so after God of War 3, Kratos was walking in the sand area, like from the Fallen God comics. So he was walking there. He killed the ginormous hippo, whatever. And then the part in the book happens where Kratos is walking, and then suddenly, 3 wolves appear. One gray, one white, one black. The black one is in the middle, and there's also a woman there, like right in the middle, underneath the black one. That's like in the center of the other 2 wolves. And Kratos notices her and yells, "Who are you?" And then the woman like moves her arm as if to give a command, and the 3 wolves attacked Kratos and they dragged him. And then when Kratos woke up, he was in Norse.
You think that was fate?
I think there's definitely a bigger story at play, because time travel is gonna play a big role in the next game. This was confirmed by like the writer or by Corey. So that's like the bigger theory is like somebody had to drag Kratos here. Like, who was the woman in the hood?
And it had to have been purposeful, obviously. I mean, why? You know, they must have, because people have heard the stories of Kratos. Maybe they thought he could change the fate of somebody. Thought he could change the fate of Ragnarok, blah blah, or something like that. So
yeah, and the reason why like all the shrines in the game do not include Kratos and Atreus, as like they're not supposed to be here. And at the end of the game, Mimir's like, "Well, fate never counted on you."
exactly.
Kratos being brought here changed everything.
Yeah.
But there's only one place where Loki's name was actually mentioned throughout the entire game, besides the end, which was one of the very first shrines you walk past. Like after you enter Tyr's temple and you go to the left, there's like a shrine there. It had like Angrboda and the serpent, like her breastfeeding the serpent. I'm not sure if you guys remember that one.
Oh no, I don't remember seeing that. That's crazy.
I don't remember seeing that at all. Yeah.
And speaking of the mural or shrines and murals, there's a mural in this part, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, who are listening. That rock that Kratos smashes Balder with or whatever, that has part of the mural on it as well. And then there's also some stuff in their house, just Easter eggs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it's different.
It's different. It's different, but it is, like it's basically almost a spoiler. If you catch it, it's kind of a spoiler.
Like what I was saying, like with that one, when Angrboda is like breastfeeding the serpent, if you look down underneath it, like it's translated, Loki's name is under there. It says Loki.
Wow.
So it's like, was he supposed to be in this world or not? Why is his name there? So it's like the story is just incomplete. There are theories of why Kratos was dragged here, if he was meant to be here. And that mural you mentioned where Kratos smashed at the very beginning has parts of the mural at the end of the game, but it's different. Events there are happening different than on the wall at the end. So it's like there are so many hints in this fucking game that's obviously setups for the next game.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think the Giants are still alive? I think they are. I think they're somewhere.
I think they are. They're just not present in.
Yeah, like obviously they're not going to stay in their home where everybody is looking for them.
Yeah.
Like Odin's after them, and they're like, "Hey, let's just stay exactly where he'd expect us to be."
Yeah.
Oh, you can go first if you think they're still alive.
Yeah, I think it's possible they're still alive. Like, yeah, because if you it's only mentioned that they disappeared. It was never confirmed that they were dead or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very possible that they all could still be alive, and Faye is the only giant. That's crazy. Faye is a giant. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I suspected only because, like I said, I kind of come from I come from a writing background, and they were spending too much time telling these random ass stories about giants the entire time. You know what I mean? Like it was random. Like you just keep talking about giants and they're a supposed dead race. Like why did they keep coming up? So I was like, there's definitely something going on here.
Yeah. Atreus being Loki, really, my jaw dropped.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He's Loki? Like, dude.
And Loki is half, and by the way, that's a nice little thing, like, because Loki's half giant and so is Thor. They're both half giant, half god. Yeah, so that was a nice little mirror.
Also,
mirror.
Jormungandr's his son, too, right?
Yeah. Well, he bursts him. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know how that works, but, yes.
Yeah.
John, what were you going to say about, what do you think about the Giants?
No, I think they're still alive as well. Jotunheim's a big place. You only saw one section. That makes no sense. Why would they all be dead?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're 100% alive. We all know that the fire giants are still alive. Angrboda's still alive. They're all giants. So, no, I think the giants aren't dead. I think they're gonna come back in an epic way, like during Ragnarok.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of like Lord of. This would be hilarious. Lord of the Rings, when there was one battle where it looks like they were about to lose, and then what was it? The trees. That was Lord of the Rings too. Then suddenly, then suddenly you see this whole army of trees coming. That's probably what it's gonna be like.
I fuck with the trees, man. That got me thinking about Lord of the Rings. Gosh.
And yeah, so I definitely see them returning at some point, and they may.
So the giants are the giants supposed to be like the Titans of Norse mythology? That's what it's sounding like, or I could be entirely wrong.
The Titans, they're one of the first beings, though. I don't know the lore behind the giants, like if they're just another race or if they're, because like the Titans birth all the gods. I don't think that's what's going on as far as I know. You know what I mean?
So this could just be an entirely different thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's face? And the giants are just another race. There's giants and there's gods.
They have
so
powers, though. I mean, that's
Right.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
But no, I think they're 100% still alive. Just hiding out till Ragnarok comes. I think
Yeah.
imagine once Thor dies, that's when the giants come because like they're all afraid of Thor and his hammer.
And like
Yeah.
Faye could tell the future, whatever was going on, right? So like the thing is, that's why I think Faye had something to do, even if it wasn't her directly. I feel like she orchestrated all of this. I mean, you can just tell from all of the, you know, Easter eggs in here where they pointed out that all that gold writing everywhere is her. Like she already, she already traced their journey before it ever happened. So, yeah,
Which is so weird when you think about it. How did she know what the serpent was gonna eat?
I know, it makes no sense. I mean, honestly, it doesn't make any sense. Some of these places they end up is like, come on.
That foresight is epic. Just like graffitiing up the entire place, like vandalism at its finest.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, speaking of Faye, I've always been confused about, like, how did he not know that she was human? I mean, that she wasn't human. Like, how long were they together? I mean, didn't he notice she never aged?
Yeah, he Kratos tells Atreus, when they're in Jotunheim, that he had no idea Faye was a giant. So he basically tells Atreus, he's like, yeah, I wasn't the only parent with secrets. That's what that should tell you.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, he clearly didn't know, because if he had known, he probably would have guessed what Baldur was talking about in the first place.
I think my favorite part in like the book, Atreus even asks him that. Like he asks him that very question: how did you not know? You know, she was a giant, because you guys were with each other and she never aged. And then Kratos' response was, "When you live as long as I have, time doesn't really matter that much." He just didn't notice because he just didn't care about the time passing, which is such a Kratos response. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that, I mean, because there's no other way to, I mean, you with somebody 50 whatever years, like there's no, well, plus they're in a fantasy world, so like you got gods running around and stuff like that. He's like, well, maybe the humans just don't age the same here. I mean, I'm sure that's what he was like, well, whatever.
I've been alive for 100 years. You think I care? Like, I don't care.
He's like, I just know I got this hot wife I'm sleeping with every night. I mean, it is, you know. Exactly. I hope we get to see what she looks like, too. I'm sure we will.
Oh, my God. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, what if we get to play as her?
Ooh, that'd be cool. Like a flashback.
What if we get to play as Faye?
Kind of like how you get to play as Sephiroth when they have the Nibelheim flashback type thing. Like, I can see something like that. Where you get to see Faye and Kratos battling together.
Yeah, I'd like to see something like that, like explore like her origins a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, like what's face?
Before Atreus was born and all that stuff.
Because he didn't know she was a giant, but he said she was a. I mean, he said she was a warrior and all that. So like, she definitely has some skills.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. What's his face? Corey was like how he wants to tell that story. So there's a chance we might get to see it. Like, did you know that Kratos and Faye actually fought when they met?
I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably what turned him on. I mean, honestly, you come across a hot woman in the woods and she almost kicks your ass. You're like, he's like, I gotta marry this chick. I don't know who this is.
Throw hands, yes.
Like, that is such a Kratos. Oh, she tried to kill me. It's true love, you know. That's why I think, you know, this whole Faye thing. If it ends well, I can definitely see them getting together. Because Kratos is definitely impressed.
I feel as though they're going to explore that, and it's also going to show how he got his shield, because his guardian shield that he gets in this game, it's explained a little bit. If you go into the gear and stats menu, it says that it was given to him by Faye, the night on the anniversary where they met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not surprised. That thing is cool too. It reminds this. I always have these hilarious analogies, but it reminds me of Aerith's her staff, because like it's like she's pulling that thing out of her ass. I'm like, where is it coming from? And like I would love to know like what the mechanics are behind it. Just the same with the axe as well. The fact that it'll just come back to Kratos, like how is that? I'm sure it's. I guess it's magic.
Yeah, that's a very. that's a very Thor thing for that that axe to do, to just come back to him like that, the way that it is.
Yeah. Maybe when it's passed to you, it like, or maybe she put some sort of enchantment on it. I don't know, but it's interesting. But yeah.
What's his face? Like, yeah, like I love how his shield and the axe both came from Faye. Like Kratos had nothing. Like, stop taking things from your
Yeah, he didn't
wife.
have anything at all.
Well, he had those
actually,
chaos
no,
blades. He had those chaos
blades.
blades.
I think he had the blades.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did, but he probably just fought with his fist. He just locked that thing up.
Yeah, because I mean, he did not want people asking questions.
He can't get rid of it even if he like wanted to. According to like the comics, he tried to leave them behind, but they just followed him.
Yeah, it says that it says it's a family heirloom of his. So Brock, when he's talking to Kratos, after Atreus gets sick, he goes, "Them's look like a family heirloom," and Kratos is like, "It's not, and nor will it ever be."
Yeah.
I look at that as, I think that's it could just be a placebo effect, but I don't know. Maybe it's a setup for possibly in the future for Atreus to end up using them. But I don't think Kratos will pass down the blades to Atreus.
I see Atreus as being a bow. What do you call it? A bowman, I guess. A bowman. I don't know why I'm struggling.
An archer.
Archer. Yes. I was like, what the hell is it called? Archer. Yes. Sorry.
Archer. Trickster.
I think he'll be an archer. I think he'll be able to command animals to help him. He'll be able to use magic at some point. You know, like, I just don't, if you grow up, I'm sure if he wanted to learn, he could, but I don't see him.
If Atreus ends up being playable, I could see him being completely different from, say, Kratos, his abilities, how he plays.
Definitely. I think you'll see a lot more of the giant side of him. Like I said, I don't know what the giants, what are the giants? I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Whatever. You'll see different abilities from him because they're gonna have to. If they're gonna reinvent it, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to make Atreus feel fresh. If it's the same gameplay as with Kratos, it's gonna get dull very quickly.
Yeah. It's gonna get old fast.
And it wouldn't fit his personality either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to come up with something different. So yeah.
Kratos hasn't told him about his brother yet either. Yo, there's so much stuff that's been left out. Like, I'm just thinking.
Who has a brother?
Kratos had a brother named Deimos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I thought you meant Atreus had a brother. You were about to blow my mind.
Oh, no.
Imagine, though, Atreus has like 10 kids in Norse mythology.
Oh, man. That reminded me of that quote unquote controversy. Oh my gosh, she's black. It's like, okay, dude, like really, like this is the people. Oh my god, Thor's fat. She's black. Like, what do we do now? It's not gonna be the same. Like, do you realize this is a fictional game? Like this fantasy. These are gods running around.
Not real. With that, I had such a bad experience with that.
So I bet.
Me as a black content creator, and then she got shown off. All right, there was like a lot of racism.
Oh, a ton of it.
Yeah, it got to the point where it's like I had to figure out like how to block words.
Absolutely.
Like, people were putting like creative ways to spell out that word.
It's just so crazy. It is just amazing to me. You're playing a Final Fantasy or a God of War or Uncharted, and like we have, or like Lord of the Rings. This is the newest controversy. We're gonna end soon because I actually have to do a little grocery shopping. But let's end on these ridiculous like controversies that go on in these fandoms. Like Lord of the Rings now is embroiled in controversy because the new version of it is gonna have black characters. It's like, okay, there's fucking trees running around. Yeah, there's trees running around. There's dragons, but the thing that's too unrealistic for you is that somebody's black.
I gotta say, I myself being half black, I don't see the issue with black characters at all.
He's shocking. Turns out it's just
a Wars trailer for like Obi-Wan Kenobi. There was a black female character, and it's like I was watching like a Star Wars stream, like reacted to it, and then like so many people focused on the black female character. It was pissed about it. I'm just like, what?
It's just so
I don't
stupid.
get offended. I just laugh. Like, people focus so much on the black characters, I just don't get why.
It is just so stupid. I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm black as well. And
Oh yeah, I know.
and yeah, that just always amazes me. It's like you're sitting there watching an army of trees come fight elves or whatever the hell was going on. Or elves are fighting, and what were they fighting? Who were they fighting in that movie? Whatever. Like, none of this is realistic, but this is what you want to focus on. Like, come
There
on.
are elves, trees, and black characters.
So yeah, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm sure a lot of people, when you revealed yourself, oh man, I had a lot of issues back then. Did you ever stream from the PS4? It was the worst. So like my screen is showing like where it would pause and stuff like this, drive me crazy. But anyway, I'm sure, I'm just curious about this. When you were, did people always know like what you looked like, who you were, John, or
Well, like that goes like to the origins of my channel before I was even like a God of War YouTuber. Like, I've had put up a video. I'm not sure if I deleted it or not because it was kind of cringe. But people love to focus on race and like I don't sound like your typical black guy.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. People probably tell you sound white, quote unquote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I also get that a lot.
Yeah. So I figured when people first saw who you were, they were like, "Whoa, I thought this was a white kid."
And this has always. This is why like it doesn't bother me anymore, like on social media, just because like I've dealt with it for so long. I've been a YouTuber for like 7 years now, so it's like way back in the day. Me being a Resident Evil YouTuber, that's where I started at. Yeah, people focused on it. I showed myself for the first time. I just got, damn, you're black. I thought you were white. And I made like a compilation video that was like 20 minutes long of like me showing up people's comment of it saying that. I don't know, but today doesn't affect me. I just kind of laugh at it. It's gonna happen no matter what you do.
Yeah, people often make jokes about, oh, he's a black guy. I get the same reactions you would get all the time. Everybody that's ever talked to me, all they ever say to me is, I thought you were a white guy.
Oh my God, you
Long
sound so
hair
articulate.
And blue eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
People never think I'm black. They always think I'm white.
Yeah, people need to get out and actually talk to people as opposed to watching like Boys in the Hood and thinking that's how all black people.
This is why I changed like the profile picture I have now.
I thought so. I thought so.
Yeah, that is 100% the reason because like, I got tired of seeing, oh my God, you're a black guy.
Like you had murdered somebody. Oh my God, you murdered children.
Oh my God, you're black. That's crazy. Why is that crazy?
That is so funny. Oh, I accidentally ripped out my headphones.
Why is that?
Okay.
Wrong?
Oh, there we go. I was laughing so hard, I ripped out my headphones. All right, well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I just feel like in and of itself, isn't that like kind of racist? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
If they're looking at you like you got 3 hands because you're black, yeah, that's absolutely. So yeah, I mean that's one thing about being a black content creator. Because I mean I don't know. We'll be wrapping this up in a second. I don't know how long y'all have been playing games online in particular, but I can tell you in the 2000s. Oh, the racism was flying left and right when you go on a Call of Duty or an Uncharted.
Since like what? I want to say 2009.
Yeah.
So
since
quite a while
Uncharted
now.
2 for me.
Yeah, I'd say about the same. I think I really seriously started playing games online since like I want to say Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah, very long time ago.
Man, we are old.
I constantly get these kind of comments. It's like, you're a black guy? You're telling me you're not white? I'm like, no, I'm not white at all.
Like, hey, I know myself. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I know what I am. I know my ethnicity, dude.
But yeah, they every word you could think of flying across the,
Oh,
yeah. So
I think it's just as bad, if not much worse now than say 10 years ago.
I don't know. I just think the internet's a lot bigger, so we get to hear a lot more idiots. I don't think that it's any.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just the exposure.
The internet's a really huge place, so you're gonna run into people that are
Insane.
not exactly fond of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, anyway, sorry, we went totally off topic. Just as black gamers, I just wanted to get their perspective on their experiences. It's sad that we all have these same experiences and we don't even know each other. You know what I mean? Like, we never even met, but we all have the same experience online.
These are people that we're probably never gonna meet in real life that are saying this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, they wouldn't have the guts to say half that shit into nobody's face.
No.
That's why they got to go. I call those keyboard warriors. You know what I'm saying? They get real big and bad online, but you see them in person, they gonna shut their mouth real quick.
Yeah,
okay?
seeing them in person, they go from big and bad to really fragile.
Like, oh, I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. Yeah, all right, whatever. But anyway, all right. So, any last thoughts? We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Any last thoughts about God of War Ragnarok? Like when you think we'll get it. I know they said this year. I'm thinking, I guess September, October. Didn't they give it?
They do say this year, but I get the feeling if something tells me if we don't hear anything by, I want to say, I guess August or September, then definitely early next year.
Okay.
I feel like I'm hoping December.
Yeah, me too. Actually, because it would make sense. Well, I'm just thinking February, winter. Like I'm thinking winter time. That would make sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would actually be perfect if it actually releases in the winter, because it aligns with Fibblewinter in the game. With Ragnarok.
Exactly. I don't think they're going to risk setting this game back again.
The game was supposed to be released already, last year, but Christopher Judge had his back issue, so they had to delay the game because of that. But it was supposed to release.
He had multiple surgeries.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he had made a tweet explaining why the game was delayed. He said it was delayed because of me. I had knee replacement surgery, hip replacement, and I think spinal surgery as well.
Damn, is he 101? Good Lord, what was all this? Why does he need all these surgeries? Was he a football player or something? I mean, I'm just trying to think of the...
I don't know. I think he just had...
I'm not making fun of his condition, obviously. I'm shocked. Like, that's a lot of, for his age, that's a lot of surgeries. I hope he's doing a lot better, of course. Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
He got injured.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
it's...
Yeah,
that's why I say December, just because, it was supposed to be released last year, around winter time, so... I might have my fingers crossed for December. Let's hope that it comes out then.
Definitely. I'm going to tell you right now, if they come out with a God of War PlayStation 5, I will be buying it. Okay.
Get your hands on it.
Oh, yeah, because trust me.
Be sure to watch
They're going to make 10. There's 10 God of War PS5s. Get it while you can.
Yeah, I'm going to be jumping on that immediately. Same if they did. And look, if they come out with a Final Fantasy VII one after that, I'm buying that bitch too. Okay.
We gotta talk about Final Fantasy VII next time. I need to hear the theories and shit.
Oh, absolutely.
7. Yeah, that would be a fun.
Hey, look, and we could do the same 3 people because look, we all, me and Ultra, we know us some Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, we're nerds.
Nerds. Okay, I don't know if you know what an Ultimania is, John, but. They release
but
these.
The name is cool.
Yeah, they release these huge books in Japan. Yeah, they release these huge books in Japan that are all about the stuff going on in Final Fantasy VII. The tons and tons and tons of lore in them. A lot of people have been translating them into English, and so yeah, it's a lot of juicy stuff in there.
When is the Ultimania for the States, for the U.S. supposed to come out?
So Material
here, right?
Yeah, Material Ultimania came out last December.
Right.
Material Ultimania Plus is coming out this December, and Traces of Two Paths is also coming out. Which John, that's a book that it's an actual novel that one of the developers wrote, basically giving Tifa's whole backstory, and about how she fell in love with Cloud and blah blah blah. How she comes to Midgar. Of course, it goes to the Nibelheim incident where she almost died. It explains how she went from being what? What?
I'm kidding.
Oh. And explains how she survived Sephiroth's, because she actually damn near got sliced in half. And how she recovers, how she picks her, becomes a fighter eventually, becomes a business owner, la 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 la. So yeah, it's actually going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
someone like a fan has already translated it in English, but it'll be nice to see like the English version of it. So yeah.
So like, yeah, you guys are the me. If I know the God of War, you guys are the Final Fantasy lore.
Oh, you have no idea.
I mean, I know plenty about God of War. I just haven't really said much about it in this podcast. But
yeah.
If you have another God of War related podcast, yeah, I'll definitely talk about what I know.
Yeah, I used to know a ton, but like I said, just time passing and you get into different games, and you know, since I'm making so much Final Fantasy 7 content, a lot has slipped my mind. But it's been very nice. That's why I wanted to get John on the show, because it's been really nice with somebody who's, you know,
like
much more knowledgeable.
Oh, you know what? We could do another one if Ragnarok at any point this year gets a release date.
A release date or like a trailer, especially a trailer. Oh my god!
Or if it does come out this year, oh, definitely.
Who see now, and as a content creator, see that this is where y'all. I'm sorry, as a streamer, this is where, and we'll end on this. This is where my dilemma is. Because I like to take my time with a game. You know what I'm saying? I like to do everything.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't like spoilers at all. You know, and I think of when Intermission came out, I had to avoid Twitter for a day, like for 2 days, just to not get any spoilers. So, you know, and you can't control like your chat room and stuff like that. So if people start throwing around spoilers, like it's going to piss me off so bad. And I don't want to rush. And when you're trying to stream, you're trying to entertain. You can't focus entirely on what you know what I mean? Like, so it's going to be, I don't know if I want to stream it immediately. I might beat it first and then stream it.
No. Well, see, here's the thing. Here's what I plan to do. So, you see what I'm doing with these God of War videos when I'm bringing them out, no damage and stuff. With all these other newer games, I plan to do the same, except I won't be doing it my first playthrough. Like, I'll be doing it in a second or third playthrough. Because the first playthrough is always an experience that I want to enjoy on my own first, you know?
Yeah.
Before I decide, I'm going to upload content on this game now. So it won't be until like the second or third playthrough is when I really decide, I can start uploading content on these games since I know more about them now and I understand more of the gameplay mechanics and how they work.
Because we're lifelong gamers. We're hardcore gamers. Like this isn't just like a means of making money or something for us. You know what I mean? This isn't just a means of getting popular. Like
I just do it for fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. So. Oh man, what I may do, maybe I'll just shut off comments. Maybe I'll play like the first couple of hours on the stream, you know what I'm saying? And I'll talk, but I'll shut off comments so I don't see anything. That might be a bit of a compromise.
I can definitely stream, but not look at chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, John? You said you're going through the same dilemma?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, the reason why I didn't stream my very first playthrough of God of War, even though it would have been extremely beneficial for me to do so when God of War 2018 came out, I chose not to. Because for me, I am the type, I like to take my time. I don't like to rush for the sake of rushing. I don't like to do any of that. I like to, for me, I'm a very slow gamer. I will look at every nook, every crack, because I'm a type of guy, I pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
That's what I love about video games. What I love about the third-person linear format. But from now I'm a bigger streamer, and you know I talked to Corey Barlog, I've talked to Eric Williams on like I had my own interviews with them, and people are expecting that of me, you know. But if I stream, people will spoil it, 100%, right?
Absolutely.
The game is spoiled like a week or two after it's released because there's always leaks, you know.
Shoot, it ain't gonna be a week or two. It's gonna be somebody's gonna have the whole game uploaded the day it comes out.
yeah, exactly. And with the like Athena, for example, that was spoiled for me in God of War 2018.
Oh man,
because people, you know, there's 3 channels that do it specifically, but they upload title, thumbnail. YouTube recommends it. You can't miss it. Right?
Yeah.
You scroll down and it's right there.
That's like recommended. Spoil anything. So what I like to do with spoilers, if I know that there's a potential game out there that's being leaked ahead of its release, I'll remove any history that I've typed out on YouTube about said game, and the game still gets spoiled via recommendation because YouTube's algorithm sucks.
Because it's so popular, even if you don't have anything in your recommendations, it'll still pop up because YouTube knows that you like video games. That's it. That's your thing.
Yep.
And plus, you upload God of War content. I upload God of War content, so
Yeah.
it's going to hit us
Yeah.
regardless.
The only thing that
way
might
to
be
stop it
the only thing that might be my saving grace is that I mostly only watch politics, so it's not like which is kind of insane to say considering I'm a content creator, but I almost never watch anything about video games unless I'm watching like a friend something, you know what I mean? Like John.
But this is the thing, it's like you could be scrolling like for nothing and then it would just pop up. So and plus if I'm streaming it, people will spoil in the chat. Chat will get spoiled by the people spoiling in the chat. It's a bad environment, but I'm expected to do it. So I have to figure out a way for it to be a good environment.
Well, what you can do, well, one thing you can do, particularly, I don't know if you're talking about YouTube or Twitter, but you can turn off the chat.
YouTube.
Yeah, you can turn off the chat.
Yeah, but it's like, is it really streaming if there's no chat? You know? It's like,
well, I mean, I think considering the circumstances, it would be warranted.
Yeah.
Like if you're streaming a brand new game and people in the chat, oh, Dumbledore dies, you know, like because what's going to be worse, that they can't chat in there with you, or that
at all, right?
Well, that they can't chat in there with you, or that just by them being there, some asshole decides to come by and spoil the ending. You know what I mean? Like that would be.
Yeah, you're right.
And and yeah, so
you can always, if you're gonna stream your first playthrough and you're not looking to get spoiled, I'd recommend putting your chat into emote only mode.
Yeah, on Twitch. Well, you can do that on Twitch. I don't know that you can do that.
I'm
I don't think on YouTube it's possible. Yeah, on YouTube you would just have to, like, I guess, either turn
it
off the chat comments. Yeah.
The only other thing you could do is have but see, then I wouldn't even want to put a moderator unless it's like a moderator that doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like it's not a game that they're obsessed with.
That's like, my channel is full of God of War people. Like my mods are God of War.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want them to have to look for spoilers just to delete them. You know. Yeah.
That's my issue. So I guess I'll turn off the chat. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, this has been very fun. Again, I'm with Jon Ford and Ultra High Wind Z. Check them out on, let's see, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. They're awesome people. I'm still mad at Ultra for having 100 platinums. Don't like it, but I'm still gonna.
I'm about to get back into that, actually. The swing of like trophy hunting. I'm about to get 21.
I'm actually about to have another platinum because I'm two trophies away from platinuming OG, so I'm very excited for that. But anyway,
Final Fantasy 7 OG.
Yeah.
Original?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I need to go back and replay and grab all the trophies for that as well.
Yeah, we should definitely do another God of War podcast together, and definitely a Final Fantasy 7 special request by Jon Ford. And I guess if you'll force me to talk about Final Fantasy, I will. You
enjoy the
All right, this has been fun, guys. I guess I will. We'll. I appreciate everybody in the chat who joined us today. And we'll all see you later.
All
right.
See ya.
Later.
This is Stygian Stilettos Gamer, and I am # out of here, honey.